I'm Danny.
And I'm Althea.
And we are
DNA. Well, why would you start the show like that?
Because I'm Danny.
And I'm Althea.
And we are
DNA Live, baby. How are you, honey?
Ladies and gentlemen, how are you?
Okay, so you want to start it off?
No, I want you to.
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, I want to give a big shout out again to M. City Jr. He's just doing phenomenal work, you know, and I just want to give him a big shout out. Also, you were with Scepter yesterday. Mm-hmm. You were at an event in, was it Jersey?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that.
So basically what happened was big shout out to the Arena podcast in New Jersey. Shout out to the DJ too, man. He was dope crush. What's really funny actually about that whole thing is,
what?
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
He actually is going to be in an event that I got to be in Philadelphia with.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so we seen each other and we were kind of, big shout out to Showcase Poppy and all that. What? Showcase. I don't want to say Poppy. The Poppy.
Yeah, don't say Poppy. Just say
Why
Showcase.
would you name yourself that? No, I'm playing.
You know.
But anyway, because he's laughing right now because he's watching it. Anyway,
And also.
Wait, I'm not done.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So he did his dope records. He had a great interview and big shout out to the Arena podcast. Your turn.
Oh, okay. No, I just wanted to, give that big shout out to M. City Jr. Also to Michelle Langone. She had a bit of a break from herself, with all the industry and stuff like that. Sometimes we all need a little bit of time just to, re-engage.
You talking about a break?
Yeah, like a sabbatical.
Oh, okay, I'm out of here.
No, you're not leaving. You're staying where you are.
I'm on a break.
You're not going anywhere.
Oh.
So, and now she's bringing out a new hit too and stuff. So I applaud her as well. But she actually
a new song?
No, yeah, she's coming out with a new song. But
that Quavo record's dope.
Yeah, the No Matter What is really good. But she just put out the music video for my favorite song, Breath of Life. Love that song.
Yeah, that song is dope.
And she just put the video out, so you can go watch that on YouTube. Breath of Life by Michelle Langone. And other than that, I think we are good to go for now, right?
Never. We have a lot of things.
Go ahead.
So today, this is broadcast in Canada. Mm-hmm. Can you please put up the stations for everybody to listen to?
Oh, okay.
Like me not joking around, but no, next one. Down. There we go. So right now, you already know it's the CJW. Oh, I can't even see it right now. Don't kill me. CJIW.
It's okay.
1280 AM. I know y'all watching me right now. And big shout out to everybody in Toronto, Canada.
There you go.
It's always good. Our guest is here. Big shout out.
Mm-hmm. So, and also a big shout out to the other stations in Dubai.
You can put them up.
We got Dubai, Hong Kong, and London. So just keep a lookout. We will post all
Hong
the
Kong
stations and everything for everybody to check
Egypt.
out. Mm-hmm. We got Egypt.
Go down. Keep clicking.
You kind of look Egyptian.
Bahamas. Today. Come on, pretty mama.
Oh, God. Really?
And my favorite. Dubai.
Dubai. There you go. Dubai. Oh, I love that scenery. I really do.
Yeah, I know, because you made it.
Okay. But, and anyway, before we go to commercial break, I'm just going to, I'm going to let you know, we have an American songwriter and recording artist coming up on the show. And after this commercial break, we'll be right back with Michael Gilas. So stay tuned.
Y ahora me escribes que te gustaría verme otra vez, but I don't know, porque te veo feliz y ya no sé qué hacer. ¿Para qué quieres volver? So tell me, you love me, porque me gustaría verte otra vez, but I don't know, porque te veo feliz y ya no. Find somebody that you won't let go, and when you find that body, hold them close, 'cause I Nobody to love, nobody to love. Who's that love?
Never running out of love, always pouring from your filled up cup. You know you always gonna do what it takes, no matter what.
No matter what, I'm pulling up on you. No matter what, I'm put some love on you. No matter what, I'm put some love on you. No matter what, I'm pulling up on you. No matter what, I'm put some love on you. No matter what, I'm put some love on you.
No matter what comes between us.
I'm addicted to flexing on my old hoes. Hand-me-downs, they ain't worth more than my old clothes. Woo! I might fuck her, but I keep that on the low, low. Oh, I keep love flexing on my bitches' exes. Yeah. I love flexing on my bitches' exes. Yeah. I love flexing on my bitches' exes. Yeah. I love flexing on my bitches' exes. Here.
And we're back.
And yes, we are. I enjoyed that. So without further ado, let's bring in Michael Gilas to the show.
Hey guys,
How are you?
I'm good.
Okay.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, I like the close-up.
Such a late arrival.
You got a little bit of glare from that window, but that's
okay.
okay.
You know what?
Okay,
Can I
good.
move it a little?
Yeah, that's better because I want to see you.
Okay. Cool.
There you go.
Let me. Okay. Is that better?
That's much
Way
better.
Okay. Cool. All right.
What a nice
I know. Oh my God, I'm looking at the house. I'm looking at the chandelier. I'm like loving this background right now.
I could take a tour of the house.
Oh my God, you
Nah.
could give us a tour. Maybe if we have a few minutes at the end, that would be fine.
Sure.
Oh, okay, great. You're in San Diego, correct?
I am. Where are you guys?
We're in New York.
Oh. I grew up in
What part of New York?
Long Island.
Long Island.
Where in
we
Long
really have
Island?
to talk. We're in Long Island.
We have to. I grew up in Lindbergh, Malvern.
Oh my, that's
Nassau
like, isn't that where
County.
what's his name, Romano is from? What's his name? Ray Romano, the comedian.
Yeah. He is.
He was from Lynbrook, wasn't he?
Lynbrook's in Nassau County.
Yeah, it's Nassau. We're in
Nassau County.
Suffolk. We're in Suffolk County.
Okay.
But the
I
studio.
know the guy well. They're Joe's Beach kid.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. See, we
Yep,
didn't really get to talk much, so I didn't, all I knew was San Diego. That's all I knew.
Yeah,
But
I'm not born and raised here. So.
Yeah, see, so okay, so tell me about the move from New York to San Diego.
See his house?
Well,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see the house. Asking how we
I should have gone to like a little tiny room in the house or something like that. It's a bit over the top, don't you think?
No, it's not over the top. It's just beautiful. Okay.
Well, I always wanted. I love New York. I love the city. I still call it the city, by the way. Like every people do. But I thought it was time to sort of change my life. I was kind of getting tired of the cold. I wanted something different. I thought about LA. I went to school at USC years ago, and I still kind of love LA in a weird way. But I thought maybe San Diego would be a nice place to be, and this is where I came. And
Yeah. So how long have you been living in San Diego?
I've been here since 2010.
Oh, okay. Oh, so that's a good 15 years.
Yeah. Oh wow. I feel like I consider myself a native now almost. That's basically San Diego people. If you've been here like more than 5 years, you're a native.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. But Now we're going to get into your personal life. Well, not
Sure.
really personal life, because
Music wise, yeah.
music-wise, because I was, he's very interesting.
Go ahead.
Okay.
All right.
Now, he grew up with like the influences of Fleetwood Mac.
Mm.
Okay, and that really hit me. But what I wanted to know was, you growing up in New York and California, and you have those influences. Is there anything different that you see growing up from New York than moving to California? Do you see any difference with that in music?
Musically, well, when I was a kid, everybody, I had a lot of friends. I had some friends that were really into Motown, Marvin Gaye kind of a thing. And then friends that really liked Fleetwood Mac, especially girls that I knew,
Yeah.
and of course everybody wants to, you're interested in girls. So you kind of get,
Oh,
well, you know how that works, right?
Uh-huh.
So you kind of gravitate to what they like. And, they would put that on a lot, and those kind of albums. And then I had friends that liked the Eagles, and, so it was, and sort of that, Baptist kind of sound that people really like, that Motown-y thing. So I had a real smattering of a lot of different sounds, and really the upcoming songs, especially the new releases that I'm working with Brian Kennedy now.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're releasing 9 new songs. We'll have those ready by mid-August. So they're going to have a different vibe than, say, the first songs. But as far as differences, the country's sort of becoming very much the same. Whether you kind of, I think maybe then, there were differences, but between the North and the West, East and West. But I think musically things have gotten much closer.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree with that.
You agree with that?
Yeah, because of the technology. You know.
Yeah, I mean, you go to a shopping mall here, and the shopping mall looks the same in Roosevelt Field that it does here at the UTC in La Jolla, right?
Everything looks the same. Yeah, like we
Pretty
travel. I was just traveling in New Jersey. I looked and I'm like, man, this looks like Bayshore. You know what I mean? Because I'm going down there, it looks the same as Bayshore. So I definitely understand that.
I mean, it's got its differences. I mean, the Jersey Shore and stuff like that, certainly. But, the topography. But, musically, I think things are pretty much the same.
Yeah. But you know what? Another thing, because, when I have a guest on, I always do my research. Everybody knows that. But usually I am comparing the person to a person, like another singer or group or band or whatever. You reminded me of an actor.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh,
So
boy.
if you guys remember, okay.
Yeah.
It was Charlotte's husband in Sex and the City.
Oh, yeah. I did like him. That was, I think,
Very nice. Trey McDougal.
Okay.
And you
not at all.
No, he reminds me of Trey McDougal, that masculine, tall, dark-haired. He looks like him. Come on, give me a break.
I'm going to take that as a compliment.
I would too.
Yes and no. Like the guy.
No, I'm not talking about the character. I'm talking about,
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm not. No.
Okay, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
All right, I agree.
By the way, I used to watch Sex and the City.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
He was a good character on the show. And if I digress, I thought Sex and the City, the first several seasons, was such an incredibly different kind of vibe. It was the first time you actually peered into women and how they talk. I mean, nobody knew. Do women really say those kind of things? I mean, guys
they do.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I don't think men knew that at the time. Right?
No, definitely didn't.
But you know why? Because a lot of times that men see women in a certain light, but they really listen. You didn't know my dark side until we started. Okay, so you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, you guys hide it really good.
Well, yeah, but
you're doing a good job.
That's why they always say, "Can we go after to get a drink? I gotta go to the bathroom." And then they start talking like that. You're like, "What?"
Yeah.
No.
Sex and the City blew up y'all spots. Absolutely.
I think I'm going to digress. I want to mention one more thing about Sex and the City. I think the show eventually, though, became somewhat silly. And I used to say to my friends, I think it should be renamed "Who Didn't We Have Sex With in the City?"
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I actually agree on that. Yeah.
No, the first couple of seasons were good, but then you know what it is? is because they make a lot of add-ons onto the
Yeah,
show.
yeah,
Like this
yeah.
character does that, because they want to keep the excitement of the show. But after a while, like the character has nothing left.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
something.
I mean, I liked it when Aiden
don't
was
want
there. I mean, we could probably talk about this for so long. I mean, I like Aiden as a character. I mean, I remember the show quite well, you know.
Okay, let's get on to you again.
Okay, sorry.
All right.
No, I love it. I love it.
Now you have an album called 231 Kensington Road.
Yeah, that's where I grew up.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that, please.
That's the street and the actual address that I grew up. I mean, I grew up at 231 Kensington Road in Limbrook. And I thought, you know, that's kind of where everything started. You know what I mean? I learned how to play guitar. I learned how to sing. I learned how to, you know, be a man. So to speak.
But was anybody in your family musically inclined?
My dad was a very good violin player, and my grandmother played the piano very well and had a beautiful voice. And so I guess that's where it came from. I guess.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I love it. I love this dude.
Yes.
Definitely a straight up Long Islander. You can definitely hear it.
True. But I must say, I do love your song "Can't Hide Beautiful."
Oh, thank you.
I
Appreciate it.
do love that song,
Ooh.
and that song is actually it did chart, and it peaked.
It
at
is charting now, actually. It's
Right?
number on the media-based chart on the adult contemporary. I was just told, actually, like before we talked, it's number 16.
So it moved up.
Yeah, it moved up.
Yeah, because it was at 23.
I want to hear that
Yeah.
record.
And
what
then
page
on
are you?
the media-based Hot 100, it's number 49.
Nice. Let me write
Can
that
I
down.
brag a little bit? Can I do that?
Go.
May I? I hate to chest pound here. Is that all right?
Go
No,
ahead.
go ahead.
Chest pound.
I'm
Chest
the
pound.
only
Let's go.
independent artist on the Hot 100 chart in the top 50. That's a lot. And my first song, "Working with the Rain," broke the record for the most number of weeks for an independent artist in the adult contemporary top 20
Right, yeah.
in the all-time record.
I'm loving this guy. You have no idea. Do you want us to play the song?
Heck
Ken?
yeah, man.
Okay.
What? I want to hear.
You guys want to chit-chat a little bit, then play this one. That's right with me too.
I know. Okay,
Hey,
let's.
not that. I'm going to ask some questions about that record. That is amazing.
Okay, can we play "Can't Hide Beautiful" by Michael Gilas? Let's roll it.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to make my assessment if I can.
Shoot.
All right. Because when I'm watching him, you know, like I said before, you know, I get certain visions in my head, and you remind me of the lead singer from Spandau Ballet.
I like him too. You're filled with compliments today.
I'm just saying.
You got talent, man.
I'm just
Jesus,
saying.
I'm telling you, does my mom pay you for this or what?
No, nobody paid me. Nobody paid me.
I'm joking.
I love
I just that's the essence I got from him is like that's because he's that silhouette of the I don't know the lead singer's name from Spandau Ballet.
I don't
But-
either, actually, but I know who that guy is. Yeah.
Right.
This
You
Much
know-
Is True. I think that was one of the big songs.
Yes, that song, "True, This Much Is True." That's exactly how your storytelling in that song for me.
Thanks for the tremendous compliment. Thanks.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that's amazing. I mean, that record to me, man, I'm listening to that. I'm like, what I loved about it is it looks like, honestly, a major independent. You know, that's what I love about it. When I was looking at it, right? And I see a lot of videos, you know, a lot of people do videos
Sure.
and they do the fancy cars and the fancy show.
Sure.
What I liked about it though, it showed it had a great, honestly, like with the female. You know, I love the locations that you picked and stuff like that. And it didn't. Are you sure that wasn't at your house?
Oh, good.
No, that wasn't. Actually, we did that in Santa Clarita, which
Santa
is about
Clarita.
4 hours from here,
Okay.
which is a nice place up in California. It was a very unusual house. The director picked it. His name is Ben Silverman. He's a Hollywood guy. He directed the movie, the video.
Really?
Yeah, great guy. Nice guy.
Excellent job. Because honestly, when I saw it, I was like, wow. And then I saw basically. So did you come up with the script, or did everybody like the director and everything like that?
I had
came up with
originally
what you-
said to Ben, I have this James Bond sort of idea, you know, and he said, well, we should make it like this adventure story where you're trying to find her and chase her through, and she's the double agent, and she's kind of screws you over at the end. kind of a thing. Typical, you know.
Yeah, but that was just so cool
Like-
because I love the way how it came. That record definitely, that's why it hit up there, man. That's why
Yeah.
it hit very high up there because that record's a really good record and stuff. And you said you were the only person that basically was it the hot? You said the hot
Hot 100. Yeah, I'm the only independent in the Hot 100 in top 50 right now.
Wow,
You know, it's a lot. I mean, you know, it's still a tremendous honor to be there. You know, they're the biggest names in the world. You know,
dude, that's hard. This
is a very difficult industry. It's not easy. You know, it's pretty surreal when you look at the charts and you see, you know, Elton John, you know, a couple names away, or Billie Eilish, or Teddy Swims. I mean, it's pretty surreal. You know.
No, honestly, I just think it's fat. I was talking to him about basically being number 13 too, peaking with the
Working with the Ring.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Working with the Rain is a good song too.
You know, interesting. I did Working with the Rain in Nashville with Kent Wells. He's Dolly Parton's producer.
Yeah. I when you said that, I was like, I just heard it because this show too is in Nashville.
Oh, okay. I mean, Kent's a great guy. I met him through a mutual friend and talked to him on the phone. He said, "Come on out," and we actually wrote the song. He and I wrote it with a guy named Bill DeLuigi and Alan Phillips. We wrote it in 2 hours.
Oh wow.
This guy's saying phenomenal names. Like it's nothing. It's like blah blah blah. I was like, oh my god. You know what it is though? One thing about me is I love real good artists. Like from artists that are from major independents. Big shout out to Howie for always
Yeah,
bringing.
reach out to him for sure.
You know, and he be getting people going. Like it's amazing what he does.
Yeah, but you know what? The one thing I did saw that from your story is that you were talking about working through trauma, a broken heart, and the music kept you going. So I'm just saying.
No wonder. No wonder.
No, I'm just, because if you want to divulge a little
Sure,
bit.
we get into it. Sure, if you guys want to, I'm I like to tell my story because a lot of people are hurting out there. You know, maybe I've said this before. You know, maybe somebody looks at me and says, "Hey, he did it. Maybe I can too." You know, I was horseback riding about 4 years ago,
Right.
and the horse flipped me off. I landed. I broke my wrist, and at the same time, I snapped my neck.
Oof.
Yeah, and I wound up in the trauma unit here in San Diego. It wasn't the surgery itself was pretty brutal, but the aftermath, the recovery, was brutal. I mean, you know, I was on pain meds. You can imagine that, and that got hooked on those OxyContins pretty fast.
Right.
You've heard all those stories, right?
Oh
And-
gosh, yeah.
You know, I mean, you're right. That's pretty good. And then, you know, I was a zombie basically. I couldn't move. I could just barely swallow.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a shell of a person. I was pretty depressed, really. I mean, I can even say at times I think I contemplated saying, if this continued, this isn't a life. You know,
Yeah.
you can imagine, right? I could barely go to the bathroom by myself. Couldn't take a shower. You know, I couldn't comb my hair because it was so much pain. I couldn't sleep other than up like this in a chair. So it was pretty brutal for months. But I threw away the pain meds. I just gutted it out, you know. And somehow I found music, and I had my thumb. I've said this, and I started writing. I could write in my head too. So I kind of wrote songs in my head. I found a producer. His name was Alan Phillips, and my singing teacher, got my voice back.
Right.
And through a very long process, I mean, to make it fast forwarding, I got on the Billboard chart.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you know, how many people break their neck and then actually get up and survive and then get on the Billboard chart? You know, so if somebody can say he did it, you can too.
You're breaking records.
Yeah. You're breaking records, and he's doing a lot of good stuff too.
We were just saying you're breaking records. Like I think it's phenomenal how you are just breaking records.
But getting back to when I meet people like him, like even like with Michelle Langoni, these are people that have gone through a lot of trials and tribulations, right? And somehow you find a way to persevere, because I'm going through what you went through.
What would you
right now? You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm going through a lot of changes in my life right now.
Understood.
unlike music, this show keeps me going.
That's, I was just going to say, I imagine the show keeps you going. And without
Right.
the show, you're in big trouble.
Okay, exactly. And I
Right.
threw those damn pills away because I didn't want any damn pills,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, because that's the first thing they want to throw at you. Like, here, take this,
Yeah.
take that, you know? And I said, oh, hell no.
I will tell you this.
Okay,
that
got
I mean, for yourself, I mean, me to you, yeah.
it.
You
Okay.
know, there are still days I'm in pain. I still have neck pain from time to time, you know, and during that time, it wasn't like I was Mr. Positive and every day I was like, go and I could kick ass kind of thing. It wasn't that at all. It was some days I wanted to stay in bed and that's okay. And if those days come to you, that's okay. As long as you get yourself going, keep reminding yourself of why you're here and you can do it. Just that little belief system in your head that goes, I can do this. I got this.
Yeah.
And that's enough. And you'll see. Yeah.
No, you know why? Because I just had an episode. That's why I just walked out.
Okay. Well, you know, like I said, since I've been there like you know, and I'm not saying mine was worse or different. Everyone's got their emotional trauma. It could be physical, emotional, whatever it is. People go through these moments. I think the real key is to have a belief system and stop listening to the negative voice in your head. Because it will keep telling you over and oh, you're not good enough, you're not this enough, you're not that enough, you're not this. I do it too. I can tell you this. I go through these moments, and what I do is I'll go look at the Billboard chart and go, oh, you're at least 16. I try to, pump myself somehow. Because I go through these moments too of, I'm a loser, I'm not this, I'm not good enough, I'm not tall enough, I'm not, all those things.
Yeah.
I got it too. Everybody does. I think that there's one common ground that you can look at somebody's eyes and say, they're feeling it too,
You know what? I don't need a therapist. I just got to call him up and he'll help. I could talk to him for about 10 minutes and I would be fine. I don't need you therapists out there.
Really? Yeah.
I got my boy Michael here. Go ahead.
I want to ask you a question, right?
Sure.
What was the first record that you wrote when you were going through that? Like when you were basically when you first.
The first record I wrote was actually the interesting thing. I started to think about I wrote a song called The Last Time. And it was mostly about things I'll never do again. And I guess, and you do that a lot. Honey, we're never doing that again. I mean, most of life is what you'll never do again, right? We're never going to stay out. We're never going out with, Bob and Sue again. Stuff like that, You do that a lot. And usually there's a 4-letter word in there with that too, right? We're never doing that. Right? That's usually how it works, right?
Yeah, let's not use that on here. Go ahead.
We can't use that. Usually that follows, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And with a little anger to it. And that was the first song I wrote. It's called The Last Time. And I think there was a bit of feeling of bitterness to myself. Why me? Why have I gotten to this point? I was so normal before. All the things probably that you do. In your moment of this, what you're going through. I was normal. I don't feel normal anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I did too. And
last time. I like that.
So
last time.
my thing is, right, say like when I'm writing something, I feel like I released that stress. Is that how you felt?
That particular song was just a way out of the dark hole I was in. I was sinking further and further. At least I had music and my ability to write songs in my head, melodies. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be here today. I'm not sure. I mean, I can't say for certain, but you got to have something.
Yeah, you got to have something, right? Yeah, he's absolutely right. But I also wanted to ask, do you have like a whole ensemble that you work with? Like, how many backup singers do you have?
Oh, it's a big band. There's 3 backup singers. There's a horn section, 3 people. So it's kind of a big deal. The bass player, the guitar player, there's a piano player, there's a drummer. So we've got a number of people, doing their thing.
Like a whole, okay.
It's a party.
It's a party every time you sing. But that's also like Spandau Ballet because they were like an ensemble as well.
It's fun, actually.
That's
it's rather than me just with 2 other guys on stage. It's fun.
Do you do?
Also, you kind of feel more secure with a bunch of people around.
Yeah, true. But do you do any dancing over there? Yeah.
I mean, the background singing, there's a lot of interaction and fun, and it's always nerve-wracking because you never know how the voice is going to be. And
Yeah.
a studio I'm more comfortable with because you can do it again and again and again, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You get one take.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's true. When you're on stage, it's just one. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. And you hope that everything comes out,
Yeah,
supposed
you
to.
do your best. Yeah.
But also, I wanted to ask you, like, you had also influences like the Eagles, Steely Dan, Doobie
Yep.
Brothers, Joni Mitchell,
Yep. Marvin Gaye.
and Elton John.
Yeah. Elton.
I love Elton.
Elton is a real musician's musician.
Yeah.
I think he's just brilliant, and he's still doing it.
I know.
Give the guy some credit.
Talent never ages.
Yeah, but you know what? Not,
Come on, he's on the charts.
yeah, he I don't know. He's like in his 80s now.
So what?
Yeah, he's got
Talent,
like 82 or something like that, right?
talent never ages.
And
Yeah.
also like Billy Joel. But
Billy Joel's another one. I think Billy Joel's ill. I heard. Is that true?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not good now. He actually had to cancel his concerts and stuff because of a situation. I think he has a medical condition now that stopped
You know, I
him.
wanted to mention this. Well, we're talking about Billy Joel. I mean, we're all over the place today, but I'd like to say this. I think Billy Joel has one of the greatest voices. He's so underrated as a singer. If you really listen to him, he's tremendous. He's got a tremendous voice. I never see him on a list of like the top 100 guys. He's got an amazing voice.
Yeah.
Really, you know?
But you have a very distinct voice too.
Yeah.
You know, you don't sound like the mainstream. You have a totally, you're just like, we got to give him a plaque or something, you know? That's just solely Michael Gilas, and that's it. You know, you can tell when he's singing. But can we play the other one too now? I want to play Working with the Rain.
Okay. It's very different, by the way, than Can't Hide Beautiful.
I know.
Can't Hide, by the way, was about telling people that you're all beautiful.
Right. Can't hide
The beautiful inside. That's what it really was. And I think I was trying to talk to myself during a very dark period of my life.
This is great.
And-
I'm loving this.
But well, let's just play Working with the Rain, and
We'll talk about it. Yeah, it's more of a very personal song.
I want to hear about it.
Okay, let's go.
Here we
let's go.
Working with the Rain. I've been the hero, I've been the blame, I've been the talk of the town till they all forgot my name. And I've been lucky with love and a heartbroken soul, running from the thunder, standing outside in the cold. Some days there's a storm that you just can't see. Some days you try to fight it, some days you let it be. I don't know if I need to know how the story goes in the end. I'm turning pages, keeping faith that I'll be on top again. Even through the dark clouds, I can see the change. I'm betting on sunshine and working with the rain. Well, I've been a hard man and harder to love, hard on myself, believing I'm never enough. But maybe I'll find forgiveness somewhere down the line. The years have taught me patience, but I'm running out of time. And I don't know if I need to know how the story goes in the end. I'm turning pages, I'm keeping faith that I'll be on top again. Even through the dark clouds, I can see the change. I'm betting on sunshine and working with the rain.
pride down to my knees. If that's how it has to be, then good is good enough for me. I don't know if I need to know how the story goes in the end. I'm turning pages, keeping faith that I'll be on top again. Even through the dark clouds, I can see the change. I'm betting on sunshine, and working with the rain, working with the rain. Even through the dark clouds, I can see the change, and I'm working with the rain.
Damn, that was a hit.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? Usually when we have the artist,
Wow.
and we'll like write little notes to each other as it's, as it's playing. I swear, all he wrote was this: hit, hit, hit. Wow. This is what Danny wrote on the piece of paper. Awesome.
Danny, appreciate that.
Nah, cause like I listen to a lot of artists, right? And that record just hit, and you can hear the pain of what you were. I feel like that's the pain that you were going through. You know what I'm saying? Like as a, it's weird because I'm gonna break it down. Like,
Okay, break it down, my man. Break it down.
You can just feel it, and the words are very good.
Yeah.
Everything hit perfectly in that record.
Mm-hmm.
So she's looking at me. I'm like, hit. I can't compare you to anybody. I was like, yo, that's a hit.
He just kept saying hit.
Yeah, that's a hit.
I have to thank Howard Rosen for really first promoting that record on the radio. Big thanks to Howard for really getting that record on the adult contemporary chart. And Isaac did get hit number 13, which is pretty pretty good.
Pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. You know.
But it debuted at 21 actually, which So
I don't know what else to say about this guy. He's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And he reminds me so much of that guy, Spandu Ballet.
Not in that record, no.
No.
Yeah. The interesting thing, we're going to start working. I am working with Brian Kennedy now. I mentioned that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. By the way, that was Kent Wells who produced that song in Nashville. And, big shout out to Kent. He's great. He did a great job on that track. I remember standing at the microphone for about, I think 6 or 7 hours. I was so tired. And he said, no, he looks for the magic. He goes, yeah. And then the next day, I think it was 2 days in a row, but it was worth it. I mean, I am a perfectionist, a workhorse. So
that was worth it. Like
it was.
No, because, oh my God, like.
But how many takes can you? Sometimes you can hit it.
Phrasing, or say it like this, or try it like that. Or he didn't let me. He wanted me to try it different, like that. Like the beginning of that Hero part, he wanted me to say it a little differently each time.
My friend, Major Independent.
Yes, but you know what? He also has a little rasp in his voice at times when he's singing.
I felt that in my spirit.
And I like
that. Was crazy.
That's when I get hit hard.
Wait, let me say something.
Go ahead.
Working
he wants
with
to
the
talk
rain.
now.
That concept is so dope. Working with the rain.
Yeah.
And then you're hooked for it, and the lyrics, man. Like seriously.
Thank you.
The concept is crazy.
Working with the rain it wasn't a song about like My Way the Highway. There's songs like that, right? It was more you got to work with people, you got to work with situations in life, you got to work with you in life. That's what it really was about. My working with life.
Yeah.
That's what made it so, and your background story made it so good.
So that's kind of where it was, and I think it resonated.
How was it when you saw it and you started seeing it and it hit the charts? Were you like, what?
Yeah, it is surreal because like the first time you hear yourself on the radio
Yeah.
is like, wow, that's me. It has a surreal quality to it. It's hard to describe. But then there's also wait a second. I'm not one of the person that keeps patting himself on the back. Oh, come on, you got work to do. You want to stay here. This is a tough business. I mean, look at those names on the charts. I mean, you see them, right?
No, you're right.
I don't think you're gonna have an issue keeping up to him.
Well, I've got good radio promotion people, like I said, and they'll do a good job. I've got Brian Kennedy coming soon. We're going to July up in LA to do all these new tracks. I'm very excited about that. I'm over the moon on that.
Yeah, I know. In July, right?
July 13th, we actually begin, and we've got a really interesting track called "I Got a Thing for You," and it's up going to be a single. It's really cool, and Brian's going to produce it. It's Brian Kennedy.
He's he's one of the top-notch producers.
Oh my God, yeah, he's incredible, really.
Yeah, you can't get any better than Brian.
I met him through Howard Rosen on a chance phone call. So I just, I called Howard one day to say thanks about being on the radio. And he said, you know Brian Kennedy.
Here we go.
Here we go.
That's what happened.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes things align the way they're supposed to.
Sometimes, and it seems like it's serendipity, doesn't it? It does, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, are there coincidences or did it just random selection? I don't know. I wonder sometimes.
Well, let me just tell you, okay? Because I obviously Howie's in California and I'm in New York, okay?
Yeah.
But through a mutual friend.
Shout him out.
Okay, my boy Barry. Okay. And Barry is the manager of an artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that there was that connection that I had with him. And then lo and behold, he introduced me to Howie. And so
and then that's what we got connected.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying sometimes things align the way they're supposed to.
I feel like we could actually go out to dinner and chit chat all of us.
Oh, we could.
You know what I mean?
I'd be like, listen, I'm hanging out with Sandra Ballet. What are you talking about? I'm hanging out. True.
Are you guys actually on the island, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. We're right
Suffolk County. Way out. What town?
No, our studio's in Massapequa.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I used to go to Lake Ronkonkoma. I want to mention that too.
Oh my God!
Right next to my house.
I got to tell you, can I tell you my Lake Ronkonkoma thing?
Go.
My aunt, my mom's sister, had a bungalow out on Lake Ronkonkoma. The lake was nothing. It was now it's a cement pool basically, right?
Right. Yeah.
It was zero. You could go there, swim. We used to go to this little bungalow. It was kind of but we loved it as kids. And we tried to swim across the lake. Remember the theories with the lake that it was bottomless and there was some, like the
Indian
lived there, right? And we tried to swim across, but I couldn't do it. Then we took a rowboat, we rowed across the lake. We love Lake Ronkonkoma. All the people in Lake Ronkonkoma want to shout out and say, hey, you know what? I love Lake Ronkonkoma. I have great memories of it.
No, it is. It's still beautiful down there. I mean, it's very surreal down there.
It's not the same though. Like you see pictures of it from back in those days. It's not.
It was really different, but it really grew up. Look, the island has changed a lot. Yeah. But I will mention one thing. Jones Beach is still to me pristine.
Oh, okay. We need to talk then.
I love Field 4, by the way.
All right, but yeah, okay. Well, yeah, maybe when it comes to beaches, I'm a Robin Moses kind of girl.
Okay, you're right.
Okay. Jones Beach is just too far of a walk for me.
Oh, come on, really?
No.
You gotta get in the car and walk through. Yeah, but I love the concession stands. It's still clean. The lifeguards.
No, he's 100% right. It's nice over there. I'll be Robin Moses. All you got is one hut.
Yeah.
It's still a hut.
You got the hut and then you got the place where you clean yourself off.
Your homework this year is to go to Jones Beach Field 4, right?
I went. I don't know. Remember if it was Field 4 I used to go to or Field 5. But 5 had a concession stand too.
The pool is at 6, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, the pool.
Yeah.
I did not like that pool.
This is why we're Long Islanders.
I did
This is
not,
how you know we're Long
I
Islanders,
did
right
not
here.
like that
Well,
pool.
come on, having a pool.
No.
This is why we Long Islanders.
Doesn't work, huh? Doesn't
Let me
work.
tell you, Jones Beach is good for the theater, though.
Oh yeah.
They have really a lot of good concerts down there in Jones Beach Theater.
I just think Long Island has so much character. You
Mhm.
know, I tell you a quick thing. I was going to school. My brother was driving. We used to go to school called Long Island Lutheran in Brookville.
Okay.
You guys know Brookville, right?
I don't know. I mean, I've
You-
heard
you
it.
know, it's up. It was on this big hill, way
Yeah,
up.
go up.
Yeah, way up the top of the hill. But my brother couldn't drive anymore, so my mom didn't want to make the drive. So I had to go to this little school out on Long Island on Stewart Avenue, Garden City, called St. Paul's.
St. Paul. Okay, I don't know that one.
And I didn't really like the school. And at first, I didn't really like the school at all. You know, it was really kind of, it was new friends. I didn't know anybody. And I went over to my friend's house from the old school, and he was playing guitar. And he said, you know, you should start. I was 15. He said, you should start playing. You know, you have a good ear and you love music. He said, I'll give you my teacher. And that's how I started playing guitar. Because I again, kind of my whole story has always been, when I've kind of been down, I've found music.
Right. Yeah.
And it kind of always has picked me back up. It's always been sort of a friend in the dark, if you will. You know, and it's been.
Yeah. He has such a good story.
No, we gotta do a part 2.
We got to put.
Yeah, for sure. You guys, I love this. This is, by the way, I really enjoy this format.
Keep joking. I'm fine.
You know what it is though? It's just what I love about what we do, right? Is that we make the artist feel comfortable. You know, there's a lot of podcasts that always try to like catch an artist out and try to get like, you know, a clip. We're here to really push the artist and really have the artist feel like, yo, this is like family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I made it like the DNA of music. DNA of music, we all connected together. That's how we look at it.
Yeah, because I always tell them, we're not interviewing you. I'm not Barbara Walters. Okay? I don't try to get those got you moments or anything like that. But
What kind of interview would you be? I mean, something like that.
you know, I can't do that. I am not mean. I mean, I could be mean, but that's off camera. You know, I don't want.
Scares everybody.
Okay, I don't scare everybody. But
Producer.
Maybe a couple people.
You cyber hug everybody, right? Kind of a thing.
Yeah, you know, I want to give everybody a nice like air hug. You know.
Me too. You know, music. If I could we could talk about music for a second. Music is the one great thing that brings people together.
Mm.
And you know, I was at a Paul McCartney concert a few years back, and the crowd was very diverse.
Mm.
But they were there for one guy and one thing: the music.
Mm-hmm.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And he sings, everybody's together, and everybody knows those songs, right? The minute he says, you know, I don't like so-and-so, or I do like so-and-so, it divides, right?
Yeah, it divides, right? Exactly.
It immediately divides. But music is the one great thing that brings people together. It really, you know, you're in yourself too, right?
Yeah. Everybody's like kumbaya, you know?
Right. And I think that's what makes music so universal.
Okay, but you know what I love about like Paul McCartney and stuff like those kind of concerts? Not every concert goer has their phone out.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Sure.
A lot of these other mainstream artists, whenever you see them on any social media post and they're at a concert, you see like 80% of the people with their phones up.
Yeah, but a lot of times they do too.
And I'm like, how do you enjoy it?
No, it's not even that. They have a flashlight on sometimes. A lot of times artists be like, okay, let's put on the light. Now, you remember how we used to have like the candles? Like, you know what I'm saying? They used to hand out the candles and you put the candles.
That's totally different than what I'm talking about.
I know, but I'm trying to explain something to you. When you see the
Okay,
cameras out most of the time, because a lot of the artists still have, you can't have the cameras out. Like, you know, take them like that. A lot of them have those, but they allow them at certain times in the beginning, and then they allow them at the end when they go, okay, put the lights on. All of a sudden the lights goes on, and that's why you see a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't know which artist recently that I was watching turned around and wanted to ban phones during her concert.
Probably Nicki Minaj.
I don't think it was her, but there was, and I think that's what should be done, because I like going to a concert, right, and enjoying the actual concert.
Yeah,
You know, you
that's
can
got
take pictures here and there.
I agree with that. I went to a concert this year, you know, and in Las Vegas, and it was all the phone thing.
That's
It was-
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah. It was annoying, actually. I mean, yeah, I agree. I mean, but how do you stop it?
Well,
You can't because it's content. That's how they say it nowadays, right?
Content. Everybody wants more content.
Yeah,
Everybody's
but
looking for things.
content for who?
I don't
Content.
know. I just miss the days-
Yeah,
I miss
Bill.
the days when an artist wanted to be an artist, not somebody that's famous on like social media. You know,
Yeah.
that's what the difference is when I hear your records and I hear a lot of their records. Is you went through that? That's your real pain.
Yeah.
A lot of the people that I hear are carbon copies, and it's just, to me, a lot of times I just take the record and just fling it. Not gonna lie to you.
I appreciate that. You know, we always trying to do something a little different. You know, that maybe a topic that hasn't been written. And I think when you see the new tracks, I'd love to come back after the new album gets
Please
released,
do.
and we can go through all those. Like we got a tune called Sigmund Freud Girlfriends.
What?
Yeah, it's
What
really
is it called?
Sigmund Freud Girlfriends.
Sigmund. That's Sigmund Freud.
Yeah,
Wow.
Sigmund
Okay.
Freud Girlfriends is called.
Oh, Sigmund Freud. I like that.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, those are concepts that will win because you guys don't have creativity.
Yeah, some of them
That's
do.
it.
Not
I
all.
mean, you know, so we're trying to think out of the box and something that's different and hasn't been done. And, you know, so I think there's a lot you'll see on the new album, especially with Brian producing it.
Right. Yeah.
It's gonna have a
that's-
lot of, you know, pizzazz. I guess that's a word, you know.
That's gonna be
Maybe we'll
insane.
both get you both on another show.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Sure.
Awesome. But I look forward to hearing more of you, Mr. Michael.
Let them know they
guys-
can.
Well, you can find him everywhere, okay? You can find him everywhere.
I want to just say one thing. I want to thank all the people that have supported me, you know, and that listen and, you know, going through tough times like you are, you know,
Yeah.
me too. I've been there too, you know, you got to believe in yourself.
Hmm.
I mean,
I do.
it's great. You do, right?
Mm-hmm. I
If you do, you know, and every day is a challenge, no doubt about it. You know,
Yeah.
they're tough days, but you know, I've been there, you've been there, other people have too. But you know, you got to keep pushing, you know.
Yeah, I know. I keep pushing every day.
Through the
Trust me.
rain, there'll be a sunny day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm working on the rain, okay?
Yeah, we're all working with the rain.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Thank you, guys.
really
Thank you
appreciate
again. Really appreciate it. I've had so much fun.
I know.
No, I'm glad
love-
you
I
guys
love this
definitely
guy.
did.
Okay, so if anything, everybody find out where you can find him is everywhere on social media. Michael Gilas. Okay, Gilas.
By the way, I am the only Michael Gilas.
I think you are. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't see anybody
It
else.
was, by the way, my grandfather was Greek, and the name was cut down.
Oh, Michael, you know what? Stay on the line even after the show has ended. Okay. With that Greek connection, we're gonna talk, and that's nobody else's business.
You gotta take my number. You guys gotta take
I
my
am.
phone, right?
So
You
just
said,
stay
"Hey,
on the
now come
line.
see me," you know?
Oh my God, I love this guy. So everybody, check out Michael Gilas and his songs. I
Appreciate
can't
it.
say enough. You can't hide beautiful and working with the rain. Peace out, everybody. We'll see you next Sunday.
See you next Sunday.
Please. Thank you.
You're
Bye,
welcome.
guys.